Hey guys, this is Steve with WP Confidence, and in this video I'm just going to show you how to create this template for Upsell plugin. I recently posted in the Upsell plugin Facebook group that I want to start creating some templates for the checkout pages, and asked you guys to see if you were interested, and I got some responses. So this is the article that I created that shows you how to do it, and basically all you need to do is paste in this piece of code into your Gutenberg editor, but before you do that you need to install a plugin called GenerateBlocks. So obviously you will also need Upsell plugin, so if you don't have that then you need to buy that first, which starts at $97 for one site, and I'll put a link in the description for that, and that is my affiliate link, so if you buy that I'll get a commission, and that helps support this channel. So this is what the standard checkout page looks like. So if you add a product and then you save it and you come over to URL options, then when someone clicks on a link to buy the product, it will open the checkout page, and this is what the checkout page looks like, the default version. And essentially what this is doing is it's just displaying this page here, the checkout, where it has the shortcode added. So because this page is completely blank, this is just a standard checkout page. So I wanted to make something that looked a little bit more modern, and this is what it looks like. So let's dive into the actual video and actually how you can set this up on your own website. So the first thing you need to do is install this plugin. It's called GenerateBlocks and it's free. So just add the new plugin and search for GenerateBlocks. So you want to install and activate, and then what you want to do is come over to your pages and add a new page. Just going to get rid of these, and all of the steps that I'm going to go through in this video are on this article, and I'll link to this article as well in the video. And this is basically just saying what we need, which is the GenerateBlocks plugin, and basically all it does is it adds these 6 Gutenberg blocks, which just gives you so much more control inside Gutenberg. So create your page, and then the page you're creating is a custom checkout, so you would just name this page the name of your product. So I'm just going to call it like great product, and then come to this article and then copy all of the text in here. If you copy this text here and then you paste it in here, it might actually paste it in as a code. So if it does that, then what you need to do is paste it into a notepad first, and then select it all and then copy it again, and then when you paste it again, it should display the actual code. Another way of doing it is to click on the options in the top corner here and then click on code editor, and then you would paste the code inside this block. And then once you've pasted that code in, and then you go back to the visual visual editor, it should show everything on the page. So this is basically the design. It looks quite similar to Thrive themes, or I think it's Thrivecart, sorry. And what it's doing is it's bringing this logo in, which is going to display your own logo. So if we click on these icon here, it shows you all of the containers and the blocks that are on the page. So you can see that this is the site logo, so it will just automatically bring in your own logo. And then this is an image, which is a featured image of the page. So what you need to do is come down to your featured image section and upload an image. So I've just got something like that. And then what you will also want to do is update this text to describe some of the features of your product. So you can add more of these if you want. So you just select one, and then you could just go to this here and then duplicate, and it will add more. Or you can delete them if you don't need that many. You can delete them as well. And then if you want to change the icon, what you can do is on Windows, if you press the Windows button and then the period, it will show you all of the emojis, and that's literally how I'm just placing these little icons on the page. So if you want to change that, that's what you can do. I think you can do it on Mac as well by, I think you have to press like Shift, Command and Spacebar or something. Once this is all done, the other thing you might want to do is, if we just save this page a second, I'll show you what it looks like. So what it's doing is it's bringing in the featured image here and the title, and obviously it's going to bring in your navigation and your main logo. But because it's a checkout page, we want to try and hide all of this stuff so that it keeps people on the checkout page and they don't want to click anywhere. So if you're using a theme like mine, which is called GeneratePress, GeneratePress is actually created by the same guy that created GenerateBlocks. If you come to your page settings at the bottom, then you might see some options here to hide stuff. So you get this with GeneratePress, and I think you can also get these types of settings with the Astra theme, and I think Cadence as well. Most themes these days, if you've got the Pro version, will give you some kind of options to hide things. But if your theme doesn't support it, then what you can do instead is install this plugin called Blank Slate. And what that does is it adds a blank template, and that blank template will show up here somewhere around here, and then you just choose Blank Slate, and then it will hide everything else on the page and it only show everything that's in this box here. So because I've got this, I can just hide the header, the featured image and the content title, and I also need to change the content container to full width, and then update. And now when I reload the page, everything's hidden. Okay, so the next step is we're just here. So what we need to do now is edit the checkout settings. So you don't have to do this step if you don't want to, but you do need to paste in the shortcode. So you need to put the shortcode inside here. But I'm going to also change some of the settings as well to make it look exactly like the image above here. So it's very subtle, the changes, but I'll just show you what that looks like now. So you go to your product, and you need to go to your checkout settings, and you need to also make sure that you change the custom checkout page to your new checkout page you've created. And these are the settings just here. I've put them on the page. So what I do is I make the heading background color white, and then I also make the border width 0, and then the heading size, I change the size to 22, and I make that black, and I also make that bold. And then the label you can just ignore, and then the input text, font size I think is 16, and then I do 999. You can obviously change this as yourself, you can make this however you like, and then I do 26 for the checkout button, and then I do this red color. You obviously can do whatever color you like, and then I make the border width and the border radius 0. Okay, so before I save, what I'll do is I'll add the shortcode to the page. So you just paste your shortcode in here and then update the page. Okay, so this is what it looks like with the default settings. So obviously it looks fine, but like I've said, I just changed some of the styles on the checkout page, and I just think it looks a little bit tidier and a little bit more modern. So the other thing I do as well is with the checkout fields, I always just remove the label. So the label is this text here. So because we've got the text inside the boxes, I don't think like we need this text either, so I just remove them all. So if you just delete them, but the coupon, you want to leave that because that's the placeholder, and that's about it. So now if I save that and I reload, so it just looks a little bit more minimal and clean. And the last step is to add this custom CSS, and the CSS basically just it kind of just readjusts a few of the things. Like I think that the spacing between all of this is quite a lot of space, so it just tightens things up a bit, and it also changes the color of the background, and it gives it a slightly thicker border with a different background border color, and it also makes the coupon button, the smaller text, it makes the button smaller because it's a bit too big here, and I just make the text on the page a bit smaller as well. So all you need to do is come back to this article and copy this code, and in Appearance, Customize, open that, and then click on Additional Settings, Additional CSS, and then just paste that anywhere inside here and publish that. And now when I reload this, it will update those styles. So it's very subtle, but I think it makes a hell of a difference. So that is it for this tutorial. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you don't have Upsell plugin yet, then I highly recommend it. I'm going to be creating more tutorials about Upsell plugin in the future, and showing you how to create better WordPress funnels and sales pages and stuff. I also quite like the idea of creating a checkout and type of sales funnel similar to Gumroad. So I'm thinking about doing that with WordPress as well, and then using Upsell plugin to obviously take the payments and stuff. So if I was going to add this to my cart, it would show you this type of page for the checkout, and I think that I could probably create something similar in WordPress and Upsell plugin. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.